Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush, the son of Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush. Good to see you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So your father did well there. What'd you think?
Well, a lot of his supporters were excited with his performance at the debate, but really it's about talking about his track record in these closing days leading up to New Hampshire, Maria. I had a chance this past weekend to visit 3 town halls with him, and the crowds were overflowing. People were waiting outside to hear his remarks, to share his vision, his ideas for reform, and making sure that our country's in a good position for our children and our grandchildren than the one that we have enjoyed today.
So is this a new moment for Jeb Bush, do you think, talking more substantive about the issues and fighting back a bit, getting tough in the face of Trump criticism and just a competitive field?
Well, I think it's a reflection of his hard work. I mean, when you look at the comparisons between Iowa and New Hampshire, he has actually spent 96 town halls and is visited with so many voters in the state of New Hampshire as we lead up to the primary. I understand he's given presentations in beer halls and bowling alleys and basements. I mean, he's been all over the state. So I think Tuesday will be a reflection of that hard work. Granted, staters are very discerning when it comes to their final vote. What's crazy, Maria, to think about is that exit polling data from the last cycle shows that 55% of Granite staters wait to the last day to make their assessment. So make no mistake, the campaign is structured to do well in New Hampshire, but go on for the long term across the country.
So how do you characterize then his ground game for New Hampshire, and then look forward to South Carolina? What is your father doing differently in terms of his ground game and putting his best foot forward for these next 2 important contests?
Well, there's 40 paid staffers that are on the ground as we speak in New Hampshire. There's 5 field offices. My understanding is that the campaign has knocked on over 30,000 doors. Right to Rise, the affiliated super PAC, has knocked on over 100,000 doors. There's an estimate of 230,000 voters that will come out on Tuesday, depending on snow in New Hampshire. And it's a very tactical campaign that's leveraging the technologies of today to identify voters early on in the process, not only encouraging them to go to the polls, but to get their network out. As it relates to South Carolina, you know, it's a little bit closer to home for Dad. He was governor of Florida, a southern state. Much like Florida, it's a patriotic state. 1 of 4 registered Republican voters are estimated to have a military background. And that plays into Dad's background. When you look at the fact that he has over 40 flag officers that have endorsed his campaign, 12 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients, not to mention the endorsement of Senator Lindsey Graham, hopefully a cameo appearance from my uncle George W. Bush. You know, we're looking to build a good campaign in South Carolina as well.
Yeah, and we saw that your uncle, the former president, finally appeared in a campaign for your father just ahead of that primary. We want to show that. Let's take a listen.
The first job of the president is to protect America. Our next president must be prepared to lead. I know Jeb. I know his good heart and his strong backbone. Jeb will unite our country. He knows how to bring the world together against terror, and he knows when tough measures must be taken.
Was that a family decision to get that ad together?
Well, he's been helpful throughout the process behind the scenes, and, you know, as it is the custom in my family, sometimes we let Dad have it and other times we don't. But in this instance, you know, he's still a revered man, and a lot of Americans wish for a restoration of his style of leadership, particularly in South Carolina, in a military-friendly state. And again, this plays to Dad's strength. He's ready to lead on day 1, and this further accentuates that background.
George, here's Matt Murray from the Wall Street Journal.
Commissioner, a lot of the excitement on the campaigns on both sides of the aisle is with millennials, with young people. We've seen Bernie Sanders bringing them out. We know Donald Trump has brought them out. Ted Cruz has done some things with young people. And there's clearly less excitement sometimes about legacy politicians or faces that are familiar. So talk about how your dad reaches those voters. Does he have to make changes to get to them? And particularly thinking over the long haul, if he becomes the nominee, how does he generate excitement among the young?
Well, my brother, who's a little bit younger, he's actually a millennial. I can't claim to be. I'm 39. I'm a Gen Xer. But we created a group called Generation Next on behalf of Dad, and we've undertaken the most aggressive college campus outreach effort, but for Bernie Sanders in this campaign. We have representatives on over 50 colleges. We hold quarterly and now monthly phone conferences and deploy young people into early battleground states like Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, because young people add a vibrancy, but to a campaign. But when it comes down to it, it's also about policy, and young people are tired of being told that entitlement programs are going to be around for them, that college tuition is skyrocketing, and that economic opportunities aren't there for them. So what they want is a straight talker. And my dad is being very honest and open about millennials. He's got an agenda as it relates to reining in the size and scope of college tuition costs. You know, the size of college debt right now exceeds all forms of debt in our country. It exceeds consumer credit debt. I mean, this could be, for Fox, for your viewers, this could be one of the biggest economic bubbles out there that we're witnessing.
Yeah, so, no doubt about it. Yeah. George P.
So So I would encourage your viewers to check out his website at Jeb 2016, where it's a very specific, detailed proposal for millennials.
We'll do that. George P., good to see you. Thank you so much, sir. George P. Bush joining us.